hello from Bunny and me. So we're just going to make a short video today just to let you know why we only have the one bunny. So Pom Pom's hiding in his castle at the moment. If you want to have a look, he's popping up. Are you popping up there, Pom Pom? We've gone down again. We're trying to break out of the window today by the looks of things. So we started off with 2 rabbits. We understand that the ideal is to have a bonded pair. We went to Pets at Home. There was Pom Pom and another light brown, lovely shade of sort of gold rabbit there as well that we got, which was we called Score Bunny, and we brought them both home. The first couple of weeks we did have them in cages at night, free roam during the day. Pom Pom obviously now doesn't have a cage at all. He free roams the whole house. Hello, peekaboo. Yeah, Pom Pom, look, he's out the window. So cute. So yeah, sorry, he's distracting me with his cuteness again, aren't you? So we had the 2 bunnies and we got them home, and within a couple of days Score Bunny was chin rubbing a lot. It became slightly excessive in that every toy that Pom Pom would touch or play with, Score Bunny would then go and rub his scent on it again and again. It then developed after a few days, even trying to bond them together, into little spats where Score Bunny would be chasing Pom Pom and trying to nip his tail, bite the back of his tail, nipping little bits of fur off. And it looked as though when that was happening, Pom Pom didn't really know how to defend himself, how to fight back. So he was getting all the fur ripped off him, and Score Bunny was technically getting away with it. So we thought we'd just monitor the situation, keep an eye on it, try and encourage them to play with toys together, to be together. One night it got very, very bad with Score Bunny chasing him, nipping him, biting him. Pom Pom was clearly getting distressed. Give him breakfast. So Pom Pom appeared to be getting very stressed out over this constant biting and nipping from Score Bunny. As I say, it got very bad one night. I had to take Pom Pom into my room for the night to, are you looking down his pyjamas? That's nice. To go to bed with me for the night. We didn't trust keeping him with Score Bunny overnight if this was getting out of hand. We monitored the situation the next day, and it progressively every day started getting worse and worse. The nipping was full on biting from Score Bunny. And as I say, Pom Pom just didn't really know how to defend himself, so we were having to defend him. Started getting very, very stressful. So the vet advised that we keep them in separate cages, but keep the cages near each other and rotated play, so they were playing in front of each other, which, as you can imagine, was a slight logistical nightmare of who was out and who was in and who was playing and who wasn't playing. So we did that for a couple of days, and basically when it was Pom Pom's turn to play, Score Bunny was going crazy, wanting to bite him through the cage bars, getting really, really angry. The vet basically warned us that in the wild, if there is a rabbit that's more dominant and sees another rabbit as being weak, he will eventually go in for the kill, and the weaker rabbit wouldn't survive. So this was obviously a concern to us, to protect Pom Pom. The vet then said, you know, reintroduce them and see how they get on and see what happens. So we reintroduced them this one day, and it was really, really frightening. Score Bunny went straight for Pom Pom as soon as he saw him, and he was claws at him and biting. Fortunately, my husband was in the room as well at the time, so I basically shouted, he was nearer, and I shouted, help, you know, what's going on? And we both went to break it apart. They then went behind the cage. Pom Pom ran behind the cage. Score Bunny went behind as well. And basically, it's one of the most frightening things I've ever seen. Score Bunny went in for the kill, and it was claws everywhere. It's like almost like when you see in a cartoon when they're spinning around in a circle of dust, and it was all going on. And my husband had to prise Score Bunny off Pom Pom to allow Pom Pom to escape. There was huge clumps of Pom Pom's fur everywhere. Pom Pom ran away. Out of frustration of not being able to attack Pom Pom, Score Bunny then turned on my husband, teeth into his arm, and drew lots of blood. It was bruised, it was horrible, bloody arm because of what Score Bunny had done, because he couldn't take that out on Pom Pom. He got frustrated. So it was then we realised that it wasn't going to work out and School Bunny really had to go. So as soon as then School Bunny was put away for a while, my next thought was, help, where's Pom Pom? Is he all right? So I dashed upstairs to find him. I found him hiding between my bed and bedside table, where clearly he must have felt a bit safe there, next to Mummy's bed, and he was trembling, poor thing. So we checked him over. There was no visible damage. He had a lot of fur had been ripped off in big clumps and patches, and as I say, he was very, very shaken up and very, very scared by the whole thing. So for Pom Pom's safety, we consulted the vet and we took School Bunny back to Pets at Home and put him up for adoption. Now obviously he was a bunny, he was in our care, so we felt a little bit bad about having to do that, but obviously it was a necessity for Pom Pom's safety, and I dread to think what would have happened with that fight if it had been in the wild and we hadn't been there to break it up. I don't think Pom Pom would have survived. So we went back to Pets at Home a week later, and School Bunny had been adopted by a nice lady, they said, and she'd been told not to put him with other rabbits, not to put him with any other animals because of his aggression, and she was happy to take School Bunny and to care for him, which was lovely that he went to a good home and he's been adopted. We asked the vet again about reintroducing another pair rabbit for Pom Pom, and we were advised that at that stage it was just going to be too traumatic for little Pom Pom. He wouldn't cope with going through all that again, the bonding process with another rabbit. And because, as I've said in other videos, I'm fortunate that I'm at home a lot of the time with work. Pom Pom, you know, he gets a lot of love and a lot of attention from us. So it's really just to share that, you know, you don't always know the full story behind why somebody has a single rabbit. It wasn't out of ignorance with us. You know, we did know that they should be in bonded pairs. Didn't work out, and I think the most important thing for us now is just to focus on giving Pom Pom the best life he can have, and just make sure he enjoys every day of his life with us.